so here we are going to use NetBeans. You can actually do pretty much the same things with other IDs such as Eclipse. Okay, so compatible features available in other IDs. So we're going to actually find some editing features and refactoring features and debugging and project management. So these are the things that will help developers' life easier. Okay, it's actually the productivity enhancement tools. So we're going to actually focus on 4 areas. There are a lot of other features that IDE can do, such as profiling and things like that. But here we're going to actually focus on mostly very core day-to-day tasks that you might actually have to perform as a developer. So editing and refactoring and code navigation and debugging and project management. Okay. So editor features, these are subset of the things you can do with a typical editor of an IDE. So syntax highlighting, auto completion. So let me actually show you what I mean, some of these features. Go to NetBeans. I'm going to open some project. Let me actually open a project from Java SE debugging here, and simple NetBeans, and this one. Yeah, so this is a syntax highlighting. So you can see the keywords are in blue color. Okay, package, import, public, static void. By looking at the color, you can tell these are in fact the keywords. Okay, and the strings are in this in this kind of dark orange color. Okay, auto completion. So whenever you actually type something, you can tell if I actually have like the message, if I want to say a message, and you can say, it's actually complete things like a char, like this. Okay, so that's the auto completion. And automatic syntax errors. So whenever you have some syntax errors, it will actually check automatically, and it will let you know. Okay. Find operations. So you can actually, the view, not view, and find. Okay, you can find from this particular page. You can find in projects. So if you have multiple projects, and if you want to find a string, it will go through all the projects that are open in this particular, the session of the ID session. Okay, and you can replace project. Okay. So a pretty comprehensive the set of, and of course replace. Okay, a comprehensive set of find and replace features. Code formatting. So if you right click it and then Alt Shift F, okay, and it will format your code. So if I go like this and Alt Shift F, then it will format the code. And the code templates, this is something that we're going to actually talk about in our hands-on lab. Okay, so I'm going to actually defer that. Navigation, again, the bunch of navigation features. Okay, so something we're going to actually play around. And multiple panes, you can have this. For now, I'm actually seeing one single file in a single pane, but you can have a multiple panes. So you can have one file here, another file here, or you can have one file here and another file here, like that. Okay, and quick fix. Okay, so whenever you have a problem like this, it will actually let you know. And if you say Alt Enter, okay, it will actually give you some hints. And if you press this one, it will actually, in this case, create the class X in package OLG ME hello or something like that. So it will actually give you a quick fix option. Refactoring, again, huge benefit of using IDE. For example, if I want to change the name of this one, you can see I'm using username in 3 different places, right? So instead of actually changing username manually, I can just use the refactor, and it will change everything in this file as well as all the other files that this particular variable is being used. In this case, I'm just using in this file, right? Okay, but the method, if you're changing name of the method, and then that method is going to be obviously called in another source file, right? So if you want to change the name of the method, then IDE will actually change the method names everywhere. Okay, and many more. Okay, and we're going to actually play around with it. Okay, so these are the refactoring features that you can do. Okay, so basically you right click it, and yeah, you can just like right click, in this case refactor, and you can rename it, move, and you can also do yeah, other things. For example, encapsulate fields. Okay, so that means you have a field and you want to create a getter and setter method. Okay, so something we're going to actually play around. All right, so exercise 1 is actually hands-on lab, so that you guys can actually play around with these features. Okay, so open the Java C debugging and documentation. So here we're going to capture, I mean, this documentation and this lab captures only a very small set of what you can do with an IDE, in this case NetBeans. Okay, so I strongly recommend you guys to play around with this one. So exercise 1 is just playing around with the editing features. Okay, so first exercise you're going to do is refactoring. So right click here, name, select refactor, select rename, and then you're going to change the name to username. Instead of the name, you're going to actually change it. Oh, it looks like it's already changed to username, so you might want to change it to name. Okay, so maybe I should change to name. Oh, see, okay, what am I doing? I should actually use the refactoring, don't I? Okay, so I think I'm going to refactor to name. So select rename, and I'm going to say name, and refactor, and it should still work. Okay, so everything is changed. Okay, so let's see. Okay, changed, and you run the application, and you want to try the encapsulate field. So suppose I have actually string property, but I don't have any getter and setter method. So what I can do is I'm going to actually go over here, refactor and refactor and encapsulate fields. Okay, then oops, well, actually name. Yes, I should actually do refactor encapsulate fields. You can continue with only warning messages. I'm not okay. So what is going on here? So I'm gonna just add. I'm going to add. Let's say private and string x. Okay. Oh, looks like I have actually some. What am I doing here? Okay, so let's try alt. Illegal startup expression. Okay, so I'm gonna actually try to create the another class. Okay, so here let's try to create another class. So in this same package, I'm gonna create the Java class, and I'm gonna have test finish, and here I'm going to have oh yeah, the reason I was actually having a problem is actually I was trying to create inside a method. I should actually create right here. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, how stupid I am. Okay, string x. Okay, and then I should be able to encapsulate like this. So refactor and refactor encapsulate field. Okay, so now it actually see that is actually x field, and then refactor, and it create the getter and setter method for me. Okay, so that's something you can do. So I'm actually undoing. If you actually press Control Z, then it will do undo. Okay, so I'm gonna just delete this file as well. Select Save to Delete. Okay, so that is refactoring, and now the 1.2 is error stripe. So whenever you actually introduce an error, you can see these things. Okay, and again, if you press Alt Alta, it will give you quick fix options. Okay, and Control Z. Now, code template is something that you can, so for example, if I want to display string out, what I can do is I type S out, and then I say tab. Then it will actually give me a string of system.out to println. Okay, the reason I can do that is because a code template of out sout has been defined already as a default. So you go to Tools, Options, and then you go to Editor, and then you go to Code Template. Okay, so you can see sout is defined like this. Okay, and in fact there are a lot more. Okay, like tryout and things like that. Okay, so that's how I can just type sout and actually expand it. Okay. Okay, and so that is code template. You select Java, and you can actually see many the code templates you can use right away. So you can try sout. Okay, and you can also try. You can now create the brand new code template of your own. So here you're gonna create the new, and you're gonna actually name it into the name. You're gonna say string X. So what you want to do is you want to actually have the string X, and also you want to have a comment like this. Okay, so you're gonna actually create like that. Okay, and then now when you say string X and then press tab, okay, then you can see that string is gonna be inserted at the location. Okay, and you can try catch as well, and the try catch and tab, and then it will give you a try catch code. Okay, and you can certainly try sout v. Okay, camel hump code completion is sometimes the class is pretty long, right? So in this case, what you can do is this is the initial serve request dispatcher. So this is actually one of the long class, I would say. So you just type ISR, and then NetBeans it should actually give you all the options. I should actually press the what key press control space. So I just type ISR and control space, and then it gives me all the classes that start with I, and then capital S in the middle and the capital R at the end, or something like that. Okay, so then N or something like that, or no suggestions. Okay, so basically it gives you the easy way to get the class. Okay, so that is called the camel hump code completion. And formatting, so you can actually certainly select formatting and number of spaces per indent and tab size. You can change. So as soon as you're actually changing, so let me show you. Go to Tools, Options, and formatting, and this is 8. This is XML file. So you can select the Java. Okay, and I changed it to, but you can change it to, for example, 4. And this one to 4 like this. Okay, so basically indentation. Okay, that and again you can format your code by pressing Alt Shift F. Okay, all right. So I'm going to give you about the 12 minutes to 3 o'clock to try exercise 1. Okay, so basically idea is to try as much as you can in terms of finding out what features are available. Okay. Yeah, those of you who've done exercise 1, please go ahead and go to the exercise 2. So exercise 2 is the navigation. Yeah, so let me explain navigation a little bit here. So you can actually go to the type. If you type Control O, and then it will actually find the whatever classes that you have in your application project. So in our case, we have only one, so it might not be that much of a big deal. But if you happen to have a lot of classes in your project, this could be actually pretty convenient. Okay, Control O, and then you type like I. There is nothing like that. So I'm gonna actually find So in put. So when you actually go to type and type input or something like that, it will actually get all the classes that are found in your class path. Okay, so here you can like press F, like in that case. So like input F, then it will find the class. It will just narrow down whatever classes that you have. Okay, so that is the Control O. Okay. And then if you click it, if you select it, then it goes to that class right away. Okay, so that is actually Control O, and then there are go to type. You can go to symbols and things like that. So let's actually do the next one, which is select document in. If you want to find out where this particular file is, you can actually go to the file and select any spot over there, and then select in, and then you can actually find out the location of this file from the project view and files view and favorite views. Okay. So if you select the files view, then it's going to give you the file structure where that file is going to where that particular file is actually located from the files view. Okay. Let's see. And hyperlinking. Yeah. So if you actually hyperlinking is if you in this case if you move your the cursor to string like this, and if you press Control, and it becomes a hyperlink. So now you can actually go to the source code of this. So if I click this one, I go to the source code. Okay. So again, we're actually going to the string source, but if you happen to have a lot of code, and if you want to go to a particular class of your own, if your custom class A is being used in custom class B, you're going to actually move your cursor in custom class A in custom B class's source code, and then press Control, then it's going to go to that source code. Okay. And or you can always actually kind of select it and go to the navigation source as well. Okay. So that that's another way that you can go to. So I can go to, for example, I can again, if I select this one and Control, I can see the serializable is hyperlink. I can go to that source code, or I can actually right click it and then navigate to the source. Okay, so that's another way of getting to the source code. And jump in. So Alt left and Alt right is basically going to the code that you've been here before. So Alt left, Alt right. Okay. So I didn't actually go to that many places, right? So basically I can go to the code that I have been before. Alt left and Alt right. Okay. And bookmarking, you can actually have a bookmarking on a particular spot. Okay, so basically you can select. So this is going to be useful in a very large source file. So again, we have a very small. Okay, so we can actually go to so this simple example format, or we can go to string class here, and we can actually move our cursor here and right select it here. Then you can actually bookmark it. Okay, so you can toggle bookmark. Okay, so it is bookmarked. Okay, and then you can go to another place and have a bookmark. And this is going to be actually working like a bookmark in the browser. Okay, so now you can actually go to different places, and then you can actually press Control Shift period and Control Shift comma to go to these bookmark locations. So I'm gonna go to Control Shift period, Control Shift period, and so I can actually go to this location like this. Okay, so if you have a very large source file, bookmarking might be actually useful. Okay. selecting a tab. So, if you actually have a lot of files, then you can choose, you can actually right click it here and you can see all the source files and you can select one. Okay. Okay, so that's navigation. I'll give you guys again 10 minutes to play around with it, and then we're gonna go to the debugging. Okay, so the exercise 3 is debugging. So here what we're gonna do is let's actually go to the source code. First of all, before you start the debugging, you want to make sure that project is set as a main project. Okay, so for now this is the only project, so it gotta be a main project. Okay, so before you move on, let's actually see if you can make a breakpoint. So I'm gonna make a breakpoint right here. So you just right click here. So the breakpoint is made. So when you see this pink stripe, that means that line is a breakpoint. Okay, and then you are going to debug. Okay, so this is actually debug project, or this is running the project without the debugging. So you can click this one, or you can right click and start debug. Okay, so it will start the application and it will display the J option pane, right? And you can see things actually being displayed right here in the debugging window. Okay. So this is actually being displayed. So I'm gonna type whatever name of my choice. I'm gonna say Sang Shin here. And now if I click, then the control goes over here, and then you should be able to see this breakpoint is hit. So at this point, you can actually do various things. You can actually do step over or step into. If you don't want to actually go into step into because it actually goes to system level code, right? Step over means actually the one you want to actually go to the next statement. And then so here at this point you can take a look at the variables, local variables. Okay, so you can see these are the arguments. Yeah, these are the arguments that came from the command line. There is no, we have not received anything. Okay. However, we are going to see, yeah, this is the name string, right? So it is set as a Sang Shin at this point because that's what has been typed in. Now I can change this value to whatever value I want. So I'm going to say JPassion. Okay. And then I'm going to continue. Okay. I can actually step over and then it goes to the next line. And now you can see the name has been changed to JPassion. Right? Okay. Even though the message, yeah, now if I actually, message, name is changed to Sang, but why the message has not been changed to, yeah, so this is actually interesting. So I expect the message is to be changed to Sang Shin as well. Okay. I mean JPassion as well. So let's actually see. I'm going to actually continue. And it actually didn't change. So maybe what we have to do is the breakpoint here is oh, maybe we didn't actually. Oh, I didn't actually press the enter key. Okay, so let's try again. So we'll actually debug again. So I'm gonna say Sang Shin again here, and okay. And we're going to change it to JPassion. And you want to actually make sure, like, okay, so press the enter key. Okay, now if I do step over, which is F8, okay, now you can see it's been changed. Okay, so if I go continue, F5, then you can see it has been changed. Okay. All right, so this is such a simple application. So feel free to choose any application of your choice. Try this one first, and you can certainly choose any application of your choice, and do the same thing. Okay, so I'll give you again 10 minutes to try this. So last one is a project management. Basically sometimes what you want to do is you want to actually create a brand new project from existing project. So you want to copy it. Okay, so I can copy this project. and I'm gonna name it, my new project or something like that. My new project, and I want to copy it in some another place. Maybe ctemp. Okay, and copy here. So I got a brand new project from existing project, and I can just change code. Okay, so here I'm gonna actually have hello 2 or something like that. So it's a brand new project. I can just run it as a separate project. Okay, so it's actually very convenient to be able to copy existing project and work from work it as a base. Okay, and you can rename the project. So if I want to rename the project, I can say rename, and I'm gonna call it my new project. And if I want to change the name of the directory as well, I click this one. Then I am going to create the new project in the new directory called my new project 2. So if I run it, then it should work pretty much the same. Okay. Now I can actually run this application at the command line, so I can actually build it. I can do clean build or build. Okay, and you can see it create a job file for me, so I should be able to run this guy at the command line. Okay, so I'm gonna just copy this guy and like this. Then you should work as if it was running within the IDE. Okay, like it works. Okay. Okay. And so okay, so then the application should return. Why it didn't return? Yeah, it should actually return. Yeah, maybe it returned. That's interesting. Why it does not return? Click. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's returned. Okay. Yeah, I have to actually press the enter key to get returned. It's interesting. Anyway, so that is I'm gonna actually give you a few minutes to play around with the project management.